Welcome to the Independent Thought Educational Webinars, where you all know we focus more on children and their different aspects of life, mostly law. So, with a little difference, we are indulging in something which is a little beyond law. But when I was looking and referring to, the UN CRC, uh, so I could figure out that even art and culture is not beyond the realms of child rights. So, to welcome everyone, we have a very distinguished panel today to speak on, who have both intersect between art, drama, and children well-beings also. So, they will be putting their thoughts and experiences and the way they have innovated in the art space, keeping children in mind. So, to start with, we have, I'll just briefly introduce the panel. And so, we have Ms. Anju Sharma, who is founder of Sound of Infinity. We will share more about her when she speaks. Then we have Ms. Kamolika Guha Thakurta. She is founder Artscape and a very known figure on the Indian television. Then we have Ms. Saskia Rao D. Hess. She's the co-founder and director Sangeet for All. It's an innovative concept where they engage with different kind of people with music. We will be missing Pandit Shubhendra Raoji today. Then we have Mr. Chandresh Bhai, who works on art therapy. And then we have Mr. Walter Peter, whose work has been in the theater in education realm. And as they speak, I will be sharing more about them in little detail. So as I was sharing that while I was looking at to understand how children and art and culture intersect, and then going through the you know uh, the Indian Constitution and the UNCRC, I could I could clearly make out that it is not something which is very out of context. And if you look at Article 31, which talks about, Article 31 of the UNCRC, it talks about right to pray, right to participation, participation in cultural life and engagement in art, expression, and all those things. It's very clearly indicating how even the UN bodies, while drafting the international law, linked and saw the relevance of art and culture in lives of children. And when you go to the Indian Constitution, which I always feel is one of the most progressive legislation in the world, if you look at Article 39F, it clearly talks about how children should be given opportunities and facilities to develop healthy manner and conditions of dignity. And so even your fundamental duties, there are few fundamental duties which talks about how you promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood, you know things like how to value and preserve rich heritage and composite culture of India. So I think when it comes to children, even from the legal framework, even purely from the rights framework, I think we need to see art and culture. And the way, if I can speak a little further, that I think the way sports have now been in priority now. You see, progressive governments now have taken sports on a little more priority than previous governments, and now the ministries are engaging, and they are kind of spreading out, reaching out to even the most kind of children at the fringes also, and trying to make a kind of an inclusive mechanism where all children can be part of such sports facilities and sport discipline. I think similar effort needs to be done, and it just cannot happen without people like you all who completely work on that domain. So, without wasting much time and being an hindrance between you and the viewers, so let me first invite uh, Saskia Raoji, who is the founder and co-director of Sangeet for All. Uh, she she's cellist and composer from Netherlands, now based in India, and she has been trained in North Indian classical music, and She has studied under Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia ji, and uh, she has been running this organization for many years now, and she is well known and renowned on this. Yeah. So completely to you, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you are on mute.
And now I'm not on mute.
Yes, yes, yes.
So thank you, Vikramji, for your introduction. Thank you, panel, for being a part of this, and everyone who is watching. A very, very happy World Music Day to all of you. So let me start. I have a small presentation, just put together a few of the slides we have beautifully illustrated. Okay, yeah, share screen. I don't, a window. Yes, there we go. Okay, so music education to empower is, I think, the name of this small and short presentation on World Music Day. Sangeet for all, music is for everyone. Okay, a few questions to ponder for everyone. If you think closely to yourself, are you a musician? The second question would be, are you musical? Do you have a good sense of music? Just think about it. And what does that mean to you to be musical? And the third one, do you love music? Now, when I do seminars and workshops in live settings, maybe one or two hands come up with that first question, are you a musician? With the second, do you have a good sense of music? Maybe a few more hands come up. With the last one, do you love music? Everyone agrees with it. The thing is, we're all musical. I mean, it's kind of inborn in us. If you're not musical, then your heart wouldn't beat a rhythm. My voice would sound like a robot if there's no melody in it. So every living entity and even non-living entity has music, has a sound to it. Even the planets have a sound. So perhaps one of the reasons to teach music is given well by Plato. Teach children music, physics, and philosophy. But most of all, music, because the patterns in music are the keys to learning. Now, if we combine that with a very famous educationalist, Howard Gardner, then maybe it becomes makes a lot of sense why music is so essential in every form of education. It's kind of the starting point for all other arts in a way, whether it's theater, whether it is dance, whether it is architecture, music, and a sense of that proportion which music emphasizes is always important. So we are patterners, we create patterns. And in music, even if we clap a simple rhythm, like you have 1:2, which is a mathematical formula, it can be a text foot in poetry. Music is contained in everything we do, and it is the most simple way and most obvious way to create patterns. So this is us, my husband and I. Quick introduction on us, just to make more sense of why we did what we have done with Sangeet for All. Shubhendra, well, is a really world-renowned sitarist and a disciple of none other than Bharat Ravi Shankar. He lived and studied in the true Guru Shishya Parampara, and after that we performed from Kennedy Center to Sydney Opera House. My journey was, of course, different, from the beautiful fields with the windmills in the Netherlands to India, out of first love for only the music, later, of course, the musician as well, and we got married. But the other part is music education. When we became parents, we saw that the way children are taught music everywhere, but especially in India, perhaps because the methods were not there so much, could improve a lot, especially in schools and institutes. Um, so we started creating resources, stories, instruments, and all these things. And out of that, Sangeet for All grew. So apart from being performing artists, because that is really the main avatar of who we are, we started this some time ago. Now, I started myself teaching 15 children in the Nizamuddin Basti in New Delhi through the Hope Project. And through that, I developed a lot of the resources. So here, books, we came into schools, we created more and more events and moments and happenings where children could just share music. No judgment, nothing. So children from all backgrounds, from all abilities. We had children from underprivileged. We had children with who were blind. All came together to create music, which is really, I think, why we do that. Internationally, we work together a lot with the El Sistema movement, another empowering agency for music education. And yeah, we just try and do our bit there. What do we believe about music? And you can ask yourself while reading this, um, does this make sense to you? Do you? Because these are things we believe very strongly. So the first thing is everything is music, like I said. So everyone is musical. The second, of course, I think anyone would agree too. It is a beautiful and unique tool to heal and discover yourself. And I'm sure the other speakers will go deeper into this element of music. Indian classical music gives mental peace and gives and builds an individual expression. Of course, I was trained as a Western classical cellist since age of 5 and performed in the National Youth Orchestra when I was a child. But then when I was about 18, I met Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasia and really, really loved Indian classical music for its depth and its way to maybe convey emotions that communicate on such a deep level. So I started learning the music, not knowing that I would end up being an Indian musician, and now I'm performing for the ICCR all over the world as an Indian musician. What a lovely time we live in. So the other thing we believe in is children learn music, not styles. A child doesn't care if they learn Indian classical or Western classical or folk music. It's music. We're in one world. The other thing, and this is important, I think, in an advocacy for music, we always say music is the birthright of every child because it plays such an important role in so many areas of development. So music education preferably would start 9 months before the child is born. What music the mother listens to, how she engages with music, all of these things are really important actually. So young children learn for life through playful immersion in their musical environment. That means basically you don't sit down a 3-year-old and start teaching a one-on-one music class of 1 hour. No, it's a playful immersion in the musical surrounding. Like, for instance, when our son was 2 years old, he would play with his Lego blocks and we would be practicing in the same space. So ask Ishan, which raga is this? Bhairavi. And like that, he would learn a lot within those first 3 years of his life through playful immersion. The same way we pick up languages, the same way we basically learn almost anything. So music is no exception. As adults, we tend to be a little arrogant that if we sit down a child and start giving them a lot of information, we actually believe that that sticks. So music education does not equal music instruction. Is the so to make sure that we can do this. I'm more of a doer, as you see in this presentation, than a philosopher in that sense. So the first point was, what can we do to implement all these thoughts? So we needed the appropriate resources. So I've written a lot of books and instruments that children can really interact with at their level. The other part, of course, empower our music teachers. Children are active creators, not passive consumers. What I mean to say with that, I rather have that children create their own music than we play something on any machine where they listen to and interact with that part. The other part is, how do you become an active creator? Create together. So if there are any parents in the audience, don't play music from YouTube to your child. Sing with them. Create together. That is the way they will learn more than listening to whoever. I tell the young moms that to your child, you will sound better than Lata Mangeshkar because you are interacting with music. The other part which we believe in is create an authentic acoustic experience. That basically means don't give them synthesizers and cheap technological tools to create music. Actually, even your body is enough. You have hands to clap, feet to stamp, you have a beautiful voice, and whatever other small acoustic sound makers is enough for children to start with. So the last part that we believe in, music for music's sake. So to just learn music is not less important than music to a tool to do something else, you know, like what I often hear. Okay, music, that's great, but I heard you can also improve your mathematics through music. So then it becomes somehow more valuable. Whereas honestly, through music, or I think any arts, I know only about music. We'll hear more about the other art forms in this session. But through art and through music, we can teach everything. So we have music as education. Now we mostly have music in education. What is music? With older children or adults, I always love to ask this question: what is music? Why is it that there is not one human civilization that doesn't have music? It's universally present. What is it? If we go to a very technical term, we can see it is organized sound in time. Of a more philosophical context, we could say it is Nad Brahm, the start of everything, the creation itself. Yeah, this is always exciting to music educators because neurologists, I think about 20 years ago, have found actually how important exactly music is, according to neurologists. What they were measuring is the activity in the brain. Now, we all know about the left side of the brain and the right side of the brain, and how by different activities, different parts of the brain are activated. And it seems that connecting part is mostly only activated in very deep meditation. So left, right, connecting brain. They have all much more technical terms as you see here. But basically, music activates all these different parts in the brain, which for educators should mean something. We can use music for almost anything in the world to help children reach a full potential. So, whether it's through community choirs, simple music education forms, or in depth music instruction, music should be more of a part of education. When do children learn? In that first year, most is happening. So we can't wait until children are ready for detailed music instruction. We have to give them music right from day one. So quality of music matters because I often hear, yeah, let's do music, let's do something fun and peppy. Often that means heavy electronic beats. A heavy electronic beat, in a way, is a kind of a musical sugar rush. You don't want to give a child 5 cans of Pepsi either. So you don't want to play very heavy beats to a child either. So some styles of music are not really appropriate for children. Once they're teenagers, of course, they have their own choices, becomes a different story. I'm really talking up till the age of 10, I would say. Quality of music matters. We don't need to dumb down children. Beautiful songs that grandmothers sang, that's not dumbing down, that's part of their cultural heritage. But as is classical music, they actually can listen and interact with it in a beautiful way, no matter what their background. And of course, we feel strongly that it's really, really wonderful to have a touch, a connection with your own musical heritage, to be a cultural continuum, to understand what music was so many years ago, where the tradition of music has developed in India. It's an important part of cultural identity, perhaps. So, what is music education? It is a step, a combination of these things, a separate discipline. And it is more than all of these things. So, now my last slide is, and I hope I that way have awoken a few thoughts. If mathematics and English were taught like music, so if we would say to a child, you're just not so talented in addition or subtraction or division. So the talented few will get to do all the activities. Sit quiet and listen. Basically, I don't think I need to go further on that. It's clear we need to take music seriously as a subject in the development of a child and a way to strengthen communities, uplift people. Music education to empower. It is all of these things: the voice training, rhythm, concept building, listening skills. Listening skills. If you become an architect, you need to understand how to manage a building that you won't get too much sound pollution, or a public park. Music is in everything: music literacy, collaboration, and instrument playing. This is what we do. Okay. So this is mostly, in a very small nutshell, what our entire program is based on: to perceive arts in all these different ways. Perhaps a nice introduction for what all of you will tell as well, because I thought if I start, it's better to kind of give that perspective. Um, a part of that, once more, a very, very happy World Music Day to everyone. Let's keep singing, let's keep playing, and let's keep sharing music. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shashtiya ji, for such a wonderful, very uh, um, enriching presentation. A very obviously people must have got new insights towards how music integrates with several other educational stream and how it can be one and all. So thank you so much, and thanks again for joining. So, so now I'll request Kamolika ji to uh, share her views, a little background. So she, apart from being an artist on the national televisions and all, she is a trained dancer, Odissi dancer. She has been trained in music, and she is the founder of Artscape, where she works on tools for expressive art therapy, and she has been working with uh, children. She has been helping patients in hospitals and other places through her artwork. So, over to you, Kamalika ji, please.
Namaskar to everybody. Thank you, Vikram, for this opportunity. And a good evening to everybody who's watching us on this day. As Vikram said, I am a performing artist. Music, dance, acting has been the core of my life. And it is this knowledge that, and experience, if you may say, that I wanted to explore and take ahead and in the space of growth and healing. So we, as Saskia said, we all know that how music is there all around us in the universe and within ourselves, from the way our heart beats, from the time that we are in our mother's womb. Music is a part of our lives. And I am born in Kolkata, and like any Bengali girl, was exposed to music and dance from a very young age. And it is I kept training in these art forms, and then I moved to Mumbai to make a career as an actor. And so the performing arts is what I am, my essence, my core. And I wanted to then, see and study how music movement can be used for self empowerment. And that is what that led me to read up on music therapy, all of which Saskia has said so beautifully. I also studied for a diploma in dance movement therapy from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. And that is what gave birth to Artscape in the year 2015 2016. So, Vikram, if I could have the first slide, please. So, what Artscape does is use creative art education for holistic growth. In the Beyond Academics, one of the programs that we run, we understand that learning through the arts can be fundamental to the development of a child. Art integration is like a cross curricular pedagogical approach that utilizes various aspects and forms of art and culture as the basis of learning of concepts across all subjects. About Artscape in general, Vikram, the next slide. So, as I said, our program stresses on the importance of each individual's uniqueness. And expressive arts therapy is the process that we use, is actually an amalgamation of different creative art based tools like music, movement, theater, art, coupled with meditation and other techniques. Programs are designed using an amalgamation or a combination of these various tools and aims for a balanced growth as a social individual in tune with their individual environment, our culture, and our individual reality. Our sessions are held both in the physical and now post pandemic in the virtual spaces. And over these last 4 years, we have been able to hold more than 4,000 sessions and impacted, you could say, 30,000 plus lives. And of course, Artscape is registered as a NGO, as Srijan Foundation. The core programs that we have, that one is called the Care for Cancer program. These sessions are designed to offer emotional support to the patients, to the survivors of this disease, and to the caregiver and the families. We understand that our treatment that they receive, or the medical fraternity, what they offer is more skewed towards the physical well-being. More often than not, we are not focusing on the emotional side. How to help them cope with the situation, to help them understand their emotional triggers. So this is where we focus, explain to them and help them, walk them through how to deal with their pain, the fear, the sense of isolation, depression, their how to reintegrate again with the community, and the families of the patients who have, whose lives almost come to a standstill, or who have a lot of individual battles to fight when their lives take a back seat and they have all the focus goes on to the patient body. And we feel that the Tata Memorial Hospital in Mumbai is one of our core partners in this work. And through them, we are connected with various residential facilities which allow these patients and their families to stay. We go there and work with these patients and their families. Our other program that we call the Beyond Academics, that is the first slide that I shared, because that is the focus of today's conversation. Beyond Academics is the same, is using our tool of expressive arts therapy for teaching life skill and value education. See, in the regular academic curriculum, what the children are not taught about, basic how to deal with life in general, about a lot of it about their self-esteem, their self-confidence, there's a lot of peer pressure, about dignity, about discipline. A lot of these things remain untouched upon in the curriculums. So that is where we focus. Corporate wellness is another program that we have, which can be integrated in training programs, employee engagement. And Open Circle is something that we have, and post-pandemic even more, we have these sessions that we conduct on social media, and wherein we invite anybody who just wants to spend some time focusing on their self-care and to help them cope and integrate with the new realities that we are facing today. Yes, Devakar, definitely. Music helps us to recover faster, and this is something that we have got immense, many times this has been proved with our work with the cancer patients. So these are, in general, the 4 areas that we focus in. However, I would like to tell you a little more about the expressive arts therapy. So in how music therapy is only focusing on music, expressive therapy, arts therapy is actually an amalgamation of all these creative art-based tools. So as I already mentioned, there is movement, drama, music, art in color therapy, journaling, storytelling. A lot of these tools are used to facilitate and design sessions depending on pre-decided objectives. So what all of these art forms do, and all of you on the panel will agree with me, it helps stimulate both the body and the mind. Helps in self-expression, self-esteem, discipline, confidence, better body language, communication, improved concentration, learning new skills, helps in developing creativity, logical, critical thinking, peer to peer learning, and helping to build empathetic relationships with the self as well as building relationships with immediate family and community. So, just to demonstrate what this work looks like, I would request Vikram to play the first video.
And I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that this will make me better.
So if you see that quote, so the work is actually focused on that, to be able to lead everybody to a space where they can explore and engage with their own self and make an assessment and find their own unique self, because no two persons are the same. And it is important that we are aware of our strengths, our weaknesses, we are aware of our environment, our own realities, so that in that given space, in that given environment, and we are able to realize our fullest potential and become the best version of our own self. So, coming from expressive arts therapy in general to music, which is the focus of this evening's discussion, as you understand that music is the basis or the starting point of all the activities that we do. However, at Artscape, we use music in a two-pronged way. One is arts education in the the way of teaching music or dance to the beneficiary groups, and the other way is to integrate music in the expressive art therapy sessions. So, how we ideally work is that Artscape works in partnership with many different NGOs. These NGOs are working with multiple different kind of beneficiary groups, and so the magic of the process of expressive arts therapy is that it is a non-verbal process, and it works very, very well for all age groups, irrespective of gender and occupation environment. So our work stretches from a child who is 2 or 3 years old to 75, 80, even more. And it doesn't require you. So what we do is that we meet these our partner NGOs, and there is a conversation that happens to understand what is the need of the beneficiary group that we have been invited to work with. After a need assessment is done, then our facilitators design a session accordingly. And if we narrow down to the Beyond Academic program, which is meant for children and young adults, we work with children who have special needs. We work with children who also have some dysfunctional families or environment. For example, Karjat, where the children are exposed to alcoholism. So we work with our tools to build awareness about that. There is a space in Nandurbar where there is huge gender inequality. So there also we work with the beneficiary groups to make them understand their reality and how they should be able to cope with it. And in that space, be able to stand up for what they believe is right and rightfully theirs. We work with children in remand homes, where because of the situation that they are in, the environment that they are in, there is a huge lack of self-confidence, self-esteem issues. They do not know how to reintegrate again with the community, even when there is a chance. So those problems are dealt with. Street children with homes, they are brought into these homes for these sessions that they have. They are taught about simple things like dignity, to be able to shift from their realities to a space which is more positive, more hopeful, so that they can have a better future. Children in regular schools, we are emphasizing that how art education can really help them from primary till young adulthood. How arts can be parallelly used to make them better people, to empower them mentally, so that the self-confidence, self-esteem issues that they have, so they are better able to deal with the realities today that they are faced with: social media, peer pressure, etc., etc., many other realities that are today our children or teenagers face, so that they are able to handle their future in a better way, and become a more responsible individuals. So basically, I'm coming back to so we are, in a nutshell, what Artscape does is use and exploring and engaging with different art forms for self-awareness, to build self-confidence, self-esteem, so that they are able to find and connect with the unique self that they are, so that they are able to engage better with themselves, with the community, and the world at large. Thank you so much. Did I make sense? Thank you. Thank you. Vikram, you're on mute.
I'm saying you are making sense in lives of people who actually need them. So
Yeah,
I think that's.
I feel that I always tell that, I think it's the universe that has led me this way. I had not trained to be a counselor or a psychologist. This is the arts that kind of, I feel that that exposure, that experience, and the will that I thought I'd just share it, because arts is a big part of my life. So
I think you trespass that area of psychology, and we have Dr. Anju Sharma who will share her trespassing into this using music for therapies and all. So thank you so much, Komalika ji, and it was a pleasure having you and having such a beautiful presentation about it. Wonderful
and
art state.
Vikram, if we have the time, I would like to show the panel the two videos that I've shared with you.
Yeah, please.
you can play them just 30 seconds, that is also okay. But I just have these two things to share, which demonstrate the use of music in arts education. Yes.
Glad that you reminded of those videos. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram.
So thank you so much, Kamalika ji. Thank you so much. So we have Chandresh Bhai with us, who was reluctant to share his details a little, but thank you so much, Chandresh ji, for joining. And I've been told that you are a firm believer of deschooling. I carry a little similar thought process. I also feel, school restricts your mind and restricts your capabilities and focus. So a little about Chandresh ji is he was physically born in Ahmedabad, but he believes he's born in India as a country, and he travels across the country. He has been walking across the country. Presently, he is based in Pondicherry, and he believes that the idea of creative music, drama, and spirituality all together, and he believes that homeschooling can be as uh, good as in a school environment. So over to you, sir. Over to you for your views. Welcome.
Thank you. Namaskar, Vikramji, and namaskar to all. What language I should use? The language of love.
Any, sir. No issues.
Okay. So I'll be mixed Hindi, English. Let's see how it goes. Since couple of years, I'm here in Pondicherry, near Auroville. I was in Auroville for almost 4.5 years now. So in 2015, walking, I came here and being part of many different villages and communities across, meeting a lot of people, understanding what is happening in their life and how the holistic way of art, music, drama, theater, everything what we have been sharing from Saskia to Kamalika ji to all people who are here. We all talk about art as a whole, and when I use art in a very different way. When I say art, it has 3 major elements in it. So A stands for acceptance. If I accept myself as I am, and if I accept as everyone as they are, that's the first step of art. The second part is R is respect. If I respect myself as I am, and if I respect everyone as they are, that's the second part. And the third part is T is trust. If I trust myself and if I trust everyone, that is the holistic way of seeing art. Accept, respect, and trust yourself, that is the first step. Because if you don't accept yourself, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't trust yourself, it is impossible for you to trust anybody else on planet Earth. So that is the real art. And as art covers every element of life, which includes music, and today we call it music, World Music Day. It's also World Yoga Day also. So it's we are in two different days we are celebrating together. And as Saskia shared that music is birthright, we all have been born. Our heartbeat, you see, it's a beat. We call it beat. It's a beat. It's a rhythm. Everyone, we all are born with this rhythm. It's there here. If you just press this part of your hand, there is a pulse. And you can feel the pulse. That is a rhythm which is there inside you right now. We all are musical. Music is part of you. So people who think that, oh, for music you need to do lots and lots of things, the first thing is throw away this myth. You are musical. You are born with this rhythm. It's there inside you. Can you feel it? You feel your heart. So that's why I started at accept yourself. And this is how we will go in deeper aspects of our own life, our own way of dealing with all kind of thoughts, all kind of emotions, all kind of situations that we are facing on day-to-day life. And we are talking about child's well-being through music and art. And what is well-being? We have body. I call it we have body. We are not body. We have it. It's like a car. You have car. You sit inside the car. So after sitting inside the car, do you say that I am car? You will always say that I have car. So you have body, very, very tangible. You can feel it. You have mind, which is intangible, yet you can feel. The moment you have a different emotion, the moment you have a different thought, it will come through your mind and it will be reflecting on your face. So all your expressions. So you smile, or you cry, or you laugh, or you're angry. These emotions, this is mind. So you have body, you have mind, but you are consciousness, whatever you want to call, soul, energy, name it, whatever you want to name. Let's not get into this labelings, because so many labels have created lots and lots of confusions. So we are here to bring more clarity. We talk about well-being. Well-being is all about these three things: your body, your mind, and your consciousness. We are a combo package of all these elements: body, mind, and consciousness. And on day-to-day basis, when we take care of every aspect, that is your well-being. And I tell you one basic thing. When I said art, accept, respect, and trust, it also means that you are responsible for your well-being, not any government. You are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your life. No government, no school, no teacher, not even your parents. You are responsible. And when you realize this, that I am responsible for my life, you will take care of yourself. You will take care of your well-being. When you will take care of your well-being, it is by default, it's a natural process. When you take care of yourself, you will take care of others. So this is the first step of well-being. So every child, we love children. And that love comes from our inner being, from that compassion which we all have inside us. And we go beyond this whole process of having disharmonies with each other, bringing that spirit of harmony coming together. And that's what art and music is all about. It's all about bringing spirit of harmony, from harm to harmony. It's a beautiful word. So we all are harming. Right now, we don't need to harm each other. We have to get into harmony. We have to get into that oneness, that feel of oneness. And that feel of oneness comes when you accept yourself, respect yourself, trust yourself, when this art goes within you. One of my friends always says that artist is not a special person, but every person is a special artist. Artist is not a special person. Every person is a special artist. So you all are artists. We all are artists. Have we ever touched that inner artist within us? And you will see that we will be musical, we will be harmonious, and this vibrations, we can spread it. So today, when we talk about child's well-being, we all have that inner child within us. We all were children at one point of time, space, and reality, and that child is still there inside us. If we will be able to listen to that inner child, I think we will give proper justice to the children who are there here on this planet Earth. Because we have suppressed our own inner child, we are not able to see the other children also. So art is a way to bring back that harmony with our inner child. When we have that harmony with our inner child, all our outer children which we see outside the world, we will be harmonious with them. All the teachers, all the trainers, all the coaches, all the mentors, if you go in all the schools and all different places, everywhere, if a child, or you look at all other places where children are not going to school and many children are in hazardous jobs. I mean, why? Because somewhere we have forgotten our own inner child. We have become so much of adult, that adult ego in us, that, oh, I know everything. You are a child, you don't know any damn thing. I think we have to get into the transformation of that adult ego, and then only we'll be able to give the real right to children. And when I say children, I call them as people. Children are also people. Why don't we treat children as people? Why we treat children as children? They are people. We never see children as people. We only see child. Oh, you are a child, you're a blank slate. You are an empty vessel. We have to fill you. You are a blank slate. We have to write on you. You are a lump of clay. We will mold you. This is what we have. Entire education system is built on this entire idea that child is a blank slate. And so we are filling them with this curriculum and that curriculum, and you should learn this and you should learn that. The 5 basic things. What to learn, why to learn, how to learn, with whom you should learn, and where you should learn. Who will take this decision? Because we are adults, so we take this decision for the child's life. In decision-making process, have we ever consulted a child that, my child, what you want to learn, how you want to learn, where you want to learn, with whom you want to learn? We never ask. We feel that, oh, he's a 2-year-old, 3-year-old baby. Oh, what do you know? Nothing. I am adult. I have 35 years of experience of my life. I know everything. And this is adult ego. And so we kill the creative spirit of that child. And you look at your own inner child. Where is that creative spirit gone? If today you are unable to find solutions for your own problems, we all go through problems in life. We all go through problems. We all face some or the another situations in day-to-day life. Our mood goes off. Suddenly somebody will say to one word to you and you are like, right now you are smiling, wow, this is amazing life. And somebody say, hey, you stupid. You called me stupid? You are stupid. And then, see, you change your mood. We don't know how to handle our own self. We don't know how to handle our own emotions. We don't know how to handle our own thoughts, because too many thoughts are poking us all the day. So this is life. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. So let's give this beauty to all the kids on the planet Earth. We just share it. Children are people. Let us treat them as people and not children. They are not empty vessels. Every child, if we treat them as a consciousness, as a soul, they have their natural curriculum. We don't have to impose national curriculum on them. We don't have to impose a national curriculum. Every child is born with a natural curriculum. So let us work together with the spirit of harmony and share this beautiful journey of life. We all are creative. We hear whosoever is there listening to all this, everyone who is there giving a lot of comments. People have been writing different things here. So everybody, we all are here with this whole intention, how we can bring this well-being to not just children, but I would put one more step, that child, your inner child also. Here. Can we do that first thing? Because if we will be able to do successfully here, I guarantee you, on planet Earth, you meet any child and you will be friends with them. You will be friends. You will not be a teacher. You will not be a, I know, you are a child. You will not be like that. You will be like that. And in ancient era, the gurus were like that. The gurus never used to give them instructions, do this or do that. These are the list of do's and don'ts. No, it was never like that. If a child used to go to a guru used to say, oh, a child comes and says, I want to learn. And guru says, wait, I have one problem. Can you help me to solve that problem? And the guru shares that, okay, look, go back in my backyard. There are these 100 cows. They are lean and thin. And can you take them to this jungle and make them, feed them and multiply them into thousands? When they become 1,000, you come to me. And that time we will look into your learning process. But right now you help me to solve the problem. And then the child takes all the cows. And before the child was going, the guru says, hey, stop. One thing, just when you are taking the cows, please make sure that you observe. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Be with them, be compassionate, see what they are doing. That's all you have to do. Just observe, witness, and give your best. And then after a few years, when 100 cows becomes 1,000, the child comes as a young, bright, adult, youth. So Guru looks into the eyes and says, now tell me, what do you want to learn? And the Guru asks, tell me what you have learned. And the child says, oh, I have observed how the cows were treating their own kids, what they should eat, how they should eat. They were eating certain things, they were not eating certain things. I was surprised to see why they were not eating this leaf and they were eating certain type of leaves. And that gave me new thing. And I learned this thing and that thing. And there was a whole list of learning process that he shared. And Guru says, now tell me, do you need any knowledge from me? You have learned by your own self, and we don't give this space of self-learning, in the name of imposing. I am able to recall a poetry. It's a beautiful poetry, a student's prayer. The student says, "Don't impose on me what you know. I want to explore the unknown and be the source of my own discoveries. Let the known be my liberation, not negation. आप जो जानते हैं वह मुझ पर थोपो मत. मुझे अज्ञात का विस्तार करना है और मेरी अपनी खोजों का स्रोत बनना है. जो ज्ञात है उसे मेरी विमुक्ति का कारण होने दो, न कि मेरी गुलामी." And I'm not going to go and tell the whole poetry, but the last line, very, very important. The child says, "Don't impose on me. Let me be. Your failure is that I become identical to you. मुझ पर थोपो मत, मुझे होने दो. आपकी यही असफलता होगी कि मैं आप जैसा बन जाऊं." So what do we want? What do we want from kids? So thank you.
Thank you, Chandresh bhai. I think the space you have started traveling, I will definitely engage you in some other discussion someday. We will talk about deschooling, child participation, the limits of learning, and all those stuff. And just to add on from a lawyer's perspective, we within law there is now a little recognition of how children and their views needs to be respected in judicial processes and other places, and child participation has become now very integral to various legislative documents. So some other day, but we will definitely talk about these issues. And thank you so much for broadening the area and maybe creating a background for Dr. Anju to come in. So a little about Dr. Anju Sharma. She is a renowned psychiatrist in Delhi NCR, a very well-known figure, and she's founder of Sound of Infinity, Asia's first musical healing band. She's a doctor by profession, and lot many hats she carries. So she works on wellness, holistic coach, international speaker, and lot many things. So over to you, Dr. Anju Sharma, please.
Thank you so much, and it's a wonderful opportunity me to hear a lot of things about music, sound, art from such a lovely panelist. And thank you Vikramji for just organizing this beautiful concept. First of all, happy International Yoga Day and World Music Day. Why we celebrate these 2 days different? What I believe, these 2 days are one, like yoga and music. So music is what? Naad, the sound, anything, as the other panelists said very beautifully, that the sound and the music, it's anything which is coming in the rhythm, in the flow, it's naad. Okay. And when the naad is coming in the flow inside your body, it's making your body complete. It's making your body move in a motion. So it's completely, I have actually written on my story that it should be celebrated as naad yoga, because in the universe, if we see, सबसे पहले प्राचीन काल से क्या आया था ब्रह्मांड में? नाद, एक ध्वनि जिसको हम लोगों ने समझा कि रोशनी ओम. And I am not going to share, how music, how art going to affect, because lot of, you have heard lot more about all these things. I am going to share some basic tips and techniques how this music therapy and art therapy can help you. Okay, can help you by dealing. And as we all know, our kids are from last 2 years, they are inside their home, specifically the kids who are 10 year below, घर से बाहर ही नहीं निकल रहे हैं. And can you imagine the psychology, क्या असर पड़ रहा होगा उन लोगों के ऊपर. So we have to actually think about them. They are sometimes, because parents are frustrated because of the economy and the finances, and somehow, relationships are disturbing. But have you ever asked, as Chandresh Bhai said beautifully, nobody asks children, what they want. Nobody asks. कोई पूछता है अपने बच्चों से कि तुम अभी तक कितने लोगों ने पूछा है अपने बच्चों से कि आप लोग 2 साल से घर में हो, आप लोगों को कैसा फील हो रहा है. Because the rhythm inside their body, see, we have to understand that, anything inside our body which is entering through our ear is not affecting us. Because through only ear we don't hear. Okay, सिर्फ कानों के थ्रू हम लोग नहीं सुनते हैं. Because skin is the largest organ, and skin have the capacity to hear 20,000 hertz. Yes, only through the ear we can hear 20 hertz capacity हम सुन सकते हैं. But हमारी skin उसको भी सुन सकती है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं non-verbal sounds. And there we have to work non-verbal sounds. And all the children who are, even they are expressing, and even they are not expressing. 10 साल के बच्चे कितना एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं और हम उनके एक्सप्रेशंस को कितना समझ सकते हैं. We have to understand this. So we have to actually work on the non-verbal sounds, or we can say non-verbal rhythms, which they are, taking every moment inside their body. So we have to understand our body, it's in a rhythm, okay? It's in a parameter. एक frequency में बना हुआ है. So anything which is going beyond that rhythm, anything which is going beyond that harmony is, harming us. As somebody said, I actually forgot because I was like completely into the discussion and what everybody was saying. So जब rhythm को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, it's a sur, okay? So कुछ भी सुर के बाहर जाता है तो असुर हो जाता है. And asur in these days is your distorted behavior, which we call abnormal behavior. It could be, aggressive behavior. It could be, sometimes passive aggressive, sometimes conduct disorder, sometimes you say bipolarity, sometimes you say the person is in depression, sometimes you say it's the child is frustrated, sometimes you say, the child is not expressing, they are not listening. And sometimes, and I think many times we face this, our child is into their own world. They don't want to share their feelings, their emotions with us. The reason is very, very clear, because the adamant, the belief system, मैं actually मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी that we adults are wrong, because what we are teaching them is, completely through our experience and through our belief system, what we have, seen throughout our life. But the child had just started their journey, and the searches are different, their journey are different. But specifically in India, we believe that the child is our property. We have to treat, as Chandresh Bhai absolutely clearly said, that we own our child, that this is our property. What we have decided for that particular child, he have to follow that. So this is the very, very, very first thing we have to change, because specifically during this pandemic, everybody is at their home, papa bhi hain, mummy bhi hain, and all the parents who are watching this, please, आज अपने घर में जाकर अपने बच्चों को प्लीज एक बार जरूर पूछिएगा कि क्या ये पूरे लॉकडाउन में आप लोगों ने कैसा महसूस किया. एक सवाल आपको और एक जवाब आपको जरूर मिलेगा, ट्रैप्ड। कोई है ही नहीं बात करने के लिए। और ब्यूटीफुल तब ये होगी बात जब आप लोग अपने आप से पूछेंगे, because what we found through our research is that we never listen what exactly our heart, our mind is saying. So most of the time we heard what our conscious mind say, this is right and this is wrong, because that works according to the belief systems. But we never actually listen what my subconscious mind say, what my heart say, what my the soul, the consciousness, the जिसे हम चेतना बोलते हैं, जीव बोलते हैं, वो क्या बोल रहा है। एंड हम सभी के अंदर ना कहीं एक बच्चा है। आई कंप्लीटली 100% एग्री, बिकॉज एक बच्चा जो होता है ना, वो बिना सोचे समझे कुछ भी करता है, आप कुछ भी बोलते रहो, एंड वी पीपल एक्चुअली थिंक अ लॉट बिफोर डूइंग, बिफोर सेइंग, एंड actually we are trapped into this if and but. So music here, so how music works, and as Vikram ji said that yes, I'm by profession I'm a psychiatrist, and I completely I'm a specialized doctor in child psychology. So what I found and what brought me into the music is, sometime when I do counseling or sessions or therapy with the parents, so the basic thing what I found is, हमारा बच्चा हमारी बातें नहीं सुनता है, हमारा बच्चा हमारी बातें नहीं सुनता है। That's the only thing, ये ऐसा हो रहा है, ये वैसा हो रहा है। And my second question was, आप दोनों में से ऐसा कौन है? Because our kids are very very intelligent. What they see, they perceive. What they observe, they take that information into their behavior. So we have to very particular. If we are complaining something from the other person, we have to see that. We have to see that, is that problem is in the samne wala, or is that problem is in me? Because our body is 70% water, or more than 70%. जब आप पानी के अंदर अपनी छवि को देखते हैं, तो आपको क्या किसी और की छवि दिखाई देती है, यानी कि आपको किसी और का इमेज दिखाई देता है। When you see something inside the water, you will find your reflection, क्योंकि पानी है। तो जब अगर आपका शरीर 70% से ऊपर पानी से बना हुआ है, तो सामने वाले का शरीर भी उसी एलिमेंट से ही बना हुआ है, उसके अंदर भी प्रोपोर्शन में 70% पानी ही है। तो जब आप उसके अंदर आपको वो प्रॉब्लम दिखाई दे रही है, तो यहाँ पर you have to actually work on your problem. If you have a problem with your kid, that that your child is not listening, then you have to actually figure it out, that are you listening? Are you able to listen? हो सकता है आप सबकी बातें सुन रहे हैं, पर क्या आप अपने खुद की बातें सुन रहे हैं? You have to answer it. Okay, so once you find the answer, you'll find everything is sorted. So music, naad, art therapy, everything is just, it's how much you are aware, how much you are aware towards you, how much you are. So we have created Asia's first musical healing band. Yes, what I thought, I don't want to, do something, some boring work that, chalo meditation karo, because the moment meditation hum bolte hain na, to jitna bhi young, in fact young nahi, adult, I have seen this. Oh ma'am, meditation to hota hi nahi hai, how can we do meditation, how can we do? So I wanted to actually create something, very different, which can be like innovative. Even kids love it. So during my researches, I found that, why can't we give some music capsules? Music capsule is something, which you can take through your ear, through your skin, which brings your body into rhythm, back to the consciousness. And how we can find that our body is into rhythm? Because have you seen the hexagon formula of water? Okay, so water have a hexagon formula, and when the water destroyed, when the water get disturbed, आप नाले का पानी देखेंगे बिल्कुल काला हो जाएगा, और एक आप नदी में बहता हुआ पानी देखेंगे, वो बिल्कुल साफ होगा। निर्भर आपके ऊपर करता है कि आपको पानी कैसा बनाना है अपने शरीर का। नाले का पानी बनाना है या फिर बहता हुआ पानी बनाना है. बहता हुआ पानी का मतलब हुआ the flowing water. Your body should be flowing. Whatever is coming inside your body is coming through the form of sound, which you are receiving through your 5 sensory organs. Okay, so you have to understand anything from, in this entire world is coming inside your body through the opening channel is in the form of vibrations, in the form of electromagnetic waves, which are affecting your cells. And then the journey starts, because when the cells start becoming distortion and distorted, your cells फॉर्म ट्यूमर, रिजिड, कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाते हैं सेल्स, और वहां पर ट्यूमर फॉर्म हो जाता है, कैंसर बनना शुरू हो जाता है वहां पर, क्योंकि वो सेल्स खुलना ही नहीं चाहते, क्योंकि फ्लो है ही नहीं. तो जो आपका फ्लो ऑफ एनर्जी है, यानी कि चेतना है, यानी कि कॉन्शियसनेस है, वो रुक रुक के आती है. इमेजिन करिए एक पाइप है और पाइप के अंदर से आपने पानी बहाया है और वहां पे बहुत सारे ब्लॉकेजेस हैं, तो पानी क्या उतनी ही स्पीड से जाएगा जितना स्पीड से जाना चाहता है, या यू कैन टेक दैट देयर इज अ केबल टाइड अप लाइक विद लॉट्स ऑफ ब्लॉकेजेस, बहुत सारी टेपिंग हो रखी है, तो कभी आप इस टेपिंग को ठीक करते हो, कभी इस टेपिंग को, रादर देन यू हैव टू मेक दैट केबल अ न्यू. ओके, सो साउंड एक्चुअली वर्क through that. Pill आपने कोई भी tablet खाया, so I'm not against of allopathy, because allopathy, in the emergency, allopathy works, but for the small reason, do not go for allopathies. And you have to actually focus on the vibrations. You have to actually work on the thoughts. What I have to take inside my body, what can block my body. Okay, specifically in the ADHD cases, जहां पर बच्चे एक्चुअल में अटेंशन मांगते हैं. बच्चे नहीं मांगते हैं आजकल, ADHD सब में आता है, either it's a woman or it's men, सब लोगों में होता है आजकल. Bipolarity 3, after the COVID, we are finding it in a large scale. Sometimes the person is in high manic mode, like super happy, and at the same moment they are into depression, they are into some sad zone. So sound actually helps there. So if you are facing some problem, so try to connect yourself with music. अब बात आती है कौन सा म्यूजिक हमें सुनना है. जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, सबसे पहली बात, या कोई भी एक्सपर्ट बोल रहा है, उस म्यूजिक से नहीं कनेक्ट करना है. बस यस, आपको एक्सपर्ट की एडवाइजेस लेनी है, बट यू हैव टू कनेक्ट विद द म्यूजिक योर सोल कनेक्ट्स. ओके, सो specifically for all the beginners, I would say you should connect yourself with water music, flowing water music. Specifically अपने बच्चों के लिए तो मैं आप लोगों को बोलूंगी सिर्फ और सिर्फ इस टाइम पे बहते पानी का कुछ भी, रेनिंग वाटर, वाटरफॉल, रिवर वाटर, रेन ड्रॉप्स, ये सारा 30 मिनट्स तक चला दीजिए. वो सुन रहे हैं या नहीं सुन रहे हैं, उनका अटेंशन है या नहीं है. The beauty of music is that either you want to listen it or not, it will go inside your body, because it will travel through the waves inside your body. So the second tip of the day is, what you need to do is you have to chant, all the children's, you have to chant for 5 to 10 minutes, A-U-M, and you have to put your heart one on your chest and another one on your navel. Okay, because then you can feel the vibration, the conscious vibration is rising from bottom to top, and that will actually enhance your immune system, that will actually increase your willpower to fight with any kind of bacteria, virus problems, and all the daily issues which we are facing day to day. That is COVID. So before ending and winding up my words, so these are the instruments which we use for healing. This is crystal bowl, and crystal is again in the form of water, and I will just play for 2 minutes, and you can feel the vibrations, how we heal people through through this thing. Okay, so
Just turn your camera towards the instrument, it will be wonderful.
This sound will connect you to the sound of the universe, which is if you feel the sound is, it's creating the sound of universe. It's the sound of hum. So this is this bowl of heart chakra, and we use like a lot of other instruments also, depending upon the condition of the patient and our kids. And I will just wind up my word by saying one sentence that we cannot control anything which is coming. We have like 6 sensory organs. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे 5 हैं, 6 कहाँ से बोला? सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स तो 5 हैं, बट ओपनिंग चैनल्स हमारे पास में 6 हैं, जहां से हमारे शरीर में से मल निकलता है, द वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट, टीयर्स, वैक्स, नॉस्ट्रल्स, माउथ एंड द प्राइवेट पार्ट, हम यूरिनेशन करते हैं या कुछ भी और हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, बट यहाँ से हम जो निकाल रहे हैं, the words coming from our mouth, they are in our control. We know what we are saying. We know what we are giving to the another person. So please be careful, because once this is coming out, it will land on somewhere. And your child are such a precious gift. कहते हैं ना, भगवान का रूप होते हैं, और हम उन्हीं को नष्ट कर रहे हैं, just unawarefully speaking, just hardly. आपको नहीं पता उनके छोटे से ब्रेन के ऊपर वो बहुत डैमेज कर रहे हैं. सो प्लीज, सबसे पहली चीज, आज आप लोग अपने घर में जाके अपने बच्चों से जरूर पूछिएगा कि लॉकडाउन के टाइम पर व्हाट यू ऑल हैव फेस्ड, हाउ यू आर फीलिंग. So thank you so much, Vikram ji, for such a beautiful initiative, and thank you everybody. Like it's a lovely discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anju. You really, took us to a new world, if I can say that, and how therapy and art works well, based on my own personal experience with my own son, how he has, bounced back into many things. I don't want to share details, but how he has, overcome many things purely with the power of music. So he's a musician by himself, but he used to have initial 5 years he was struggling with speech, and now he's a very good musician. He learns music, he sings well and everything. So he's learning music from Gandhar Mahavidyalaya these days. So thank you so much. So I personally know how music can, heal and make you recover. And I think the best part is that it takes you into a different world, out of this negativity and all those things. You can be completely in a new world the moment you get into music. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Anju. And we hope to, connect back, and because we are both in the same geography, so we'll definitely connect back and meet sometime. So now our last speaker, but very energetic, Walter Peter. So I know him personally for almost like 2 decades now, and I know his passion for children and his engagement for children, and how he mixes art, drama, and engages different forms of art, including music, towards creating new things. So Walter Peter has been working on the idea of theater in education, which is a concept by NSD, and he's one of the pioneers on that. And he's founder director of La Pola, presently based in Ahmedabad, and he has been actor, writer, director, designer for last almost like 20 years. So over to you, Walter, please.
Thank you so much. We have time.
We have time. We can have around say 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling me, Vikram bhai. Happy World's Yoga, Music, and Independent Thoughts Day, because this is the first connection with the organization. विक्रम भाई के साथ एक बहुत लंबा रिश्ता है, एंड आज के सभी पैनलिस्ट को मैंने बहुत ही ध्यान से सुना है, सस्किस्ता से लेकर अंजू और कामलिका जी, मानव जी, चंद्रेश भाई, एंड आपको भी विक्रम जी. सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग ऑल ऑफ अस. और आर्ट के साथ एक रिश्ता, आर्ट के साथ एक मंच, ऐसा मंच जहाँ पर लोग अलग अलग तरह का काम कर रहे हैं. सो उन सबको मिलाकर आपने एक खूबसूरत गुलदस्ता बनाया है. और इसमें मैं इतना ही कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता हूँ कि मेरी जो जर्नी है वो थिएटर इन एजुकेशन से जुड़ी है. हम लोग ड्रामा से बदलाव की बात करते हैं. लापोला टाई इंडिया ये हमारा खुद का इनिशिएटिव है, और मैं दिल्ली में पैदा हुआ हूँ, अहमदाबाद में रहता हूँ, पर पूरे देश में ड्रामा को टूल बॉक्स के रूप में इस्तेमाल करते हैं. जब हम ड्रामा को टूल बॉक्स के रूप में इस्तेमाल करने की बात करते हैं तो हम थिएटर इन एजुकेशन को एक अम्ब्रेला टर्म की तरह यूज करते हैं, जिसके भीतर ऑलरेडी गाना भी है, म्यूजिक भी है, डांस भी है, थेरेपी भी है, आर्ट थेरेपी भी है, सभी कुछ है. और सब कुछ क्यों ना हो, क्योंकि ना जाने कौन किस चीज में बेहतर होगा. अगर 40 बच्चे आपके सामने हैं तो उन 40 का 40 तरीका होगा ना सीखने का, और 40 तरीके से वो अपने आप को और अपनी दुनिया को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं. सो चाइल्ड राइट्स एंड यू क्राई के लिए एक बहुत लंबा सालों मैंने काम किया है पूरे देश में, और हमने बच्चों के ग्रुप्स को इस्टेब्लिश किया है जहाँ पर हमने ड्रामा को चेंज के लिए यूज़ किया है, अवेयरनेस के लिए यूज़ किया है, और इंटीग्रेशन के लिए यूज़ किया है. हम कह सकते हैं कि हमने सोशल हार्मनी के लिए थिएटर इन एजुकेशन को यूज़ किया. और ये एक लंबी मशक्क़त के बाद ये सोच बनी कि केवल नाटक नहीं बल्कि जो नाटक की प्रोसेस है, जो प्रक्रिया है, उसका इस्तेमाल किया जाए बदलाव लाने के लिए. सो अब तक पिछले 25-30 साल से मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. ट्रैवलर हूँ बेसिकली, आदिवासी बच्चों से लेकर सो कॉल्ड पब्लिक स्कूल, स्लम चिल्ड्रन, तरह तरह के बच्चों और संस्थाओं के साथ जुड़ता हूँ. स्कूलों के साथ करिकुलम को लेके ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन थ्रू आर्ट का काम कर रहा हूँ. पूरे स्कूल को लेकर नाटक बनाता हूँ जिसमें 1000, 1500, 2000 लोग एक नाटक करते हैं. अब वो नाटक से ज़्यादा हम उसको कह सकते हैं वो लापोला फेस्टिव इंटरैक्टिव पार्टिसिपेटरी ड्रामा है, जहाँ पर स्कूल का मालिक, स्कूल का प्रिंसिपल, स्कूल से जुड़े तमाम वो लोग, पेरेंट्स भी आकर मंच पर जुट जाते हैं. विदाउट स्क्रिप्ट वी स्टार्ट. सो जब मैं उन बच्चों की बात करता हूँ जो स्कूल नहीं जा पाते या संघर्ष से अपनी ज़िंदगी जीते या ट्रॉमा में होते हैं, जैसा डॉक्टर अंजू अभी बता रही थी, चंद्रेश जी ने बताया, और कामलिका जी भी इसी तरह का कुछ काम कर रही हैं, तो हम भी बिना स्क्रिप्ट के बच्चों के पास जाते हैं और हमारे लिए उनका जीवन ही एक बहुत बड़ी स्क्रिप्ट होता है. सो जब इंटीग्रेशन होता है, सब एक दूसरे को सुनते हैं, ड्राइंग का यूज़ होता है और टाइप्स ऑफ आर्ट फॉर्म्स का यूज़ होता है, पपेट का यूज़ होता है, मास्क मेकिंग होती है. इस सारे काम को अगर मुझे 2 शब्दों में बताना हो तो वो 2 शब्द है मी टू वी. मी, जो चंद्रेश भाई अभी बात कर रहे थे कि हम अपनी आवाज़ सुने, अपना रिदम सुने, अपना म्यूजिक सुने, और वी जो विक्रम जी बात करते हैं कि वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया मीन्स द लॉ, द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, द कंट्री. सो मी टू वी का रास्ता एक प्रोसेस के थ्रू हो सकता है, और वो प्रोसेस है लापोला. अब लापोला क्या है? वो एक मज़ेदार सा एक कैरेक्टर है जिसको लेकर हम निकल पड़ते हैं कहीं पर भी और खुद लापोला बन जाते हैं और जिब्रिश में शुरू हो जाते हैं. इफ़ यू allow with me to Chandresh, we can show you Lapola is like this. Kotoro po po po. Atara po po koto po pui.
Chapoto kodi apoti kati piche. Ya to foto kodi poto kodi.
Apa po koto po po.
Poto kodo ote pati kadi chopola kodi ti. Ada poto kodo kodi.
Ala po po pui, apa po po.
我的哥，
Kata papa puto.
这跑到过的空跑这个几千啊，我的天！
Kata papa kata mo wala papa.
啊，我这个都不听了，还录了吗？
Okay, now Anju, start with me. Kata papa po. Start Anju ji. Come on.
Why was I wow?
Kata papa po.
How do you walk it down?
Kata papa pi.
What are you doing?
Kata papa po. Kamla
Why should we
Kamla Kika ji. Please up. Go. Ha, start. Kata papa po. ओके अभी हम चारों कर रहे हैं, चंद्रेश, मैं और कमलाक्षी का. विक्रम जी चाहे तो, बिकॉज वो एंकर है तो मैं उनको छेड़ नहीं रहा. रेडी स्टार्ट. हॉट अप
我这个都不记得， 那跑了不记得。
थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो. प्लीज म्यूट योर माइक. सो एक्चुअली एक दुनिया है जो हमें खोलती है, जो हमें जोड़ती है, जिसके लिए हिंदी, इंग्लिश, गुजराती जानना जरूरी नहीं, जो टच करती है. और बच्चों को ये बहुत प्यारी लगती है. हम इस तरह की एक्टिविटी, इस तरह का प्रोसेस लेकर टीचर्स के पास जाते हैं, स्कूल्स में जाते हैं, यूनिवर्सिटीज में जाते हैं और जिब्रिश और पार्टिसिपेटरी थिएटर की बात करते हैं. हमारे नाटक पार्टिसिपेटरी होती है, दर्शक भी उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. विदाउट स्क्रिप्ट हम एक प्रोजेक्ट शुरू करते हैं और फिर चाइल्ड राइट्स की बात करते हैं, बच्चा अपने राइट्स की बात करते हैं. और ड्रामा करने से क्या कुछ आता है वो हम सब जानते हैं. हमारे अवेयरनेस आती है, हमारा इनर, हमारा आउटर, हमारा सेल्फ, हमारी फैमिली, हमारी दुनिया, सोसाइटी. हम सवाल करना सीखते हैं, हम सवालों के उत्तर ढूंढना शुरू करते हैं. जरूरत होती है हम सबको एक प्रोसेस की, और लापोला अपने आप में एक प्रोसेस, पार्टिसिपेटरी प्रोसेस. मैं बहुत बातों वाला इंसान नहीं हूँ, इसलिए एक छोटी सी मेरे पास फिल्म है जिससे इस जर्नी का आपको शायद अंदाजा मिल पाए कि ये कितनी मजेदार जर्नी है. एंड मैं बस शेयर करता हूँ. कंप्यूटर सो कुछ इस तरह की जर्नी रही है हमारी. थैंक यू सो मच. मैं इसको दो शब्दों में अगर बटोरना चाहूँ तो मी टू वी, प्रोसेस, और हम आर्टिस्ट लोग जो आर्ट से प्यार करते हैं, थिएटर से प्यार करते हैं, डांस से प्यार करते हैं, या म्यूजिक से प्यार करते हैं. आज म्यूजिक का दिन है. हम सब बोलने वाले नहीं, करने वाले लोग हैं. सो आई थिंक थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी. ये जर्नी है और चलती रहेगी. मी टू वी.
Thank you so much, Walter, and I still, cherish those 3 days of training under you when I was with Christ. So it's a wonderful evening for everyone. I know the viewers must have loved it, and it will remain on the YouTube forever. So I will. It's the same link which you can access and put on your websites also if you feel. So thank you so much to everyone, and I'm hoping to connect back with everyone again, and maybe kind of generate a kind of a movement where music and art figures out in the list of child rights, which we feel are very basic necessary rights of children. So I will definitely connect back to everyone, and let's build a kind of a narrative and a kind of a movement in the country where we can ensure not only the privileged one have access to instruments and training from the best schools, and but everyone in the society have a right to have an access to music and art. So thank you everyone again, and let's connect them. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar,
Thank you.
namaskar.
Vikrant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Apola.